Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Whenever you come across this video, thank you so much for choosing to spend a little bit of time with me. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for all the likes, shares, and subscribes. Everyone who's booking, making purchases off the website, pledges to the Patreon, sending things to the P.O. Box, purchases off the wish list, and tipping the Clarista. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys so much. Yes, I really do. I really, really do. So just something off the rip here. I don't know, random. But there was someone who was trying to manipulate something in your life here, but you have won the battle. I feel like actually there was lots of battles, and I feel like this person could have been working with others to cause some sort of heartbreak, but you're very protected, but also you're very intelligent, and you protect yourself here, right? We have the star. You're the star energy, okay? Something about a Page of Pentacles could be a earth sign child, or something that is fresh off the ground, right? I heard maybe on the press, there's some sort of news. You may be getting some sort of news. Maybe about a child. I feel like you've actually won some type of war. There's been a lot of battles. I feel like you've won some type of war. With your divine team here, okay? For sure. Yeah, this magician still. Somebody has to, somebody's been watching. Okay, and I feel like they have to, but they've been, you know what I mean, Page of Swords with the, so here you are, Queen of Pentacles. Okay, you may also have this, you know, you may be a very powerful manifester, High Priestess energy. You may also be very, very intuitive, very tapped in here, okay? And it's like this, there's somebody that's, you know, watching from the outside, okay? Watching from a distance, watching from the outside. Whoever this is, I feel like they feel left out here, but they are having to kind of go another way, turn another direction or something like that. Tell me more about this King of Cups here. Yeah, somebody's putting something to rest. I heard finally. Finally. Yeah, they've given up. They've given up. The Five of Wands, right. They've given up this, because I feel like, yeah, with this Three of Wands coming out, this may be somebody who is realizing that, one, they may be kind of able to look at the bigger picture here, but two, I feel like they're realizing that, you know, what you put out comes back, you know. They may be starting to see evidence of this. Yeah, the Fool card is, usually I don't pick up on this energy, but this is somebody who's feeling like they made some sort of mistake here. Hey, Anya. So glad you're here. I was like, I don't know when anyone's going to come. I just kind of posted a lot of stuff all at once. So if they come, they come. If they don't, they don't. I'm just going to... you know, and then of course this like reading started like pouring out. So here we are. How are you, my dear? I hope you're doing well. But yeah, so there's this energy of somebody who's finally giving up here, okay? There's also, too, someone who, there's a lot of, you may also be, I don't feel like you, I honestly feel like whoever I'm reading for is in this masculine or feminine, in this like Queen of Pentacles energy, okay? Where you're just not even, you're focused on your money, or you're focused on, you know, your life. It doesn't even have to be money. It could just be like life, because I'm not really getting that either, money, you know. I'm just feeling like it's like peace, you know. She feels very peaceful, very safe, very protected, very abundant, you know. It's just kind of like focusing on all of the different pieces of life and your own reality, you know. And these are energies, one in particular here, who is showing up in the King of Cups, who does have some sort of compassion or feelings for you, but with the Five of Wands, you know, this is either somebody who is like sees himself in some sort of competition with you, or this is somebody who has a lot of like drama and chaos in their life, right? And so that could be, if that's the case too, that could be why they're just watching from a distance, you know what I mean? And they just feel like, you know, they see you over here doing the thing, right? And they got all this going on, and they're like, yeah, maybe it's just best if I don't, you know, if I don't say anything, if I just, you know, walk away here, okay? There's some, I'm, you know, but for others of you, this is somebody who came with some sort of vengeance, you know what I mean? They were, but either way, this energy, masculine or feminine, words, I am too, thank you. They feel like they made some sort of mistake. Yes, they do. Yeah, Five of Swords, because you're standing tall here and they're having to walk away. One, Hermit, because of, you know, the Hermit can talk about like passed over loved ones, ancestors, and things like that, right? So you have your divine team, like I said. And two, you're just like wise beyond your years. I feel like you're ahead of your time, whoever you are. You know, you move differently. You see things differently. You understand things differently. Yeah, but we also have this Queen of Wands. You must be looking good. You must be real attractive. Okay. Some of you have been working out. I feel like you're going to be seeing results soon. I'm picking up on someone who maybe recently started working out, but it's been like long enough to where maybe you're like, I feel like I should like be seeing something. You will. You'll be seeing results soon. Don't give up. Don't you give up. But also too, you know, think about where you're moving from, right? Just if you move from a space of working out to just simply because you love your body and you want to take care of it, not because you want to change it. You unconditionally love yourself, and you know, your body is your vessel, and keeping it active and working out and things like that is an act of self-love. So if you move from that space, that intention, you'll see results a lot faster. But honestly, like, you know, Queen of Wands coming out, you look good as it is. Okay? So, and you may, you know, we all sometimes just, we have our own perceptions, you know what I mean? All right. Nice, Anya. Yeah, it, you know, I totally get it. It's, you know, like with anything, when we're trying to, you know, improve mental health, physical health, spiritual health, you know, it's like a round and round, you run into things, you know, there's inspiration and drive and excitement and motivation, and then it drops off and it's like, oh man, you know, or there's disappointment and there's, you know, I totally get it. But keep going, because you're doing a fantastic job. And also, according to the divine, I can't see you. I trust the divine, though, that you already look good. There's something going on behind the scenes, though. Some of you are kind of picking up on some, you know, fishy energy. Something about fish also. Maybe Pisces. Doesn't have to be, but there's a fishy energy, you know, and that could be, and maybe that's this person, right? If it's like there's a lot of like drama and chaos in their life, or there's people, I bet you are, Anya. I would like to get there. Anyways, that's my next journey. But okay, we'll get there. Really, I just need to start. That's what it is. I just need to start. I'm still so used to my like normal morning routine, but I need to change it. Exactly. Aw, thanks. Well, I'm getting older, right? I mean, we all are. I don't feel my age, definitely, but I can see it in my body where it's like, you know, like when I was younger and I was like, you know, managing restaurants and moving kegs all the time, you know, like long distances and lifting them up and, you know, putting them on shelves and, you know, and not just kegs, but like, you know, bags of potatoes and onions and large boxes of food and things like that. I was very active, you know, and I was really strong. Like I was, you know, I mean, I wasn't like super toned or anything, but I was like, and now I can just see like where it's like not, you know, where I'm showing my age a little bit, and I want to snatch that up. You know what I mean? Let me just show my... Anyways, it's fine. Okay. Anyways, so some of you felt this like... word. Okay. Yeah, you get it then. Yeah. But also too, it's just like wanting to take care of my body. You know, like I kind of channeled earlier, like I think about, there's some different people in my family, right, that they went different routes, right? I have one person in my family that, you know, they ran like 5 miles every day, and, you know, and now at this age, they're probably, I would say, in their 80s, and they're taking their grandkids to like, you know, amusement parks in California and stuff, and they live in Indiana. And then there's other family members who took a different route, right? Smoked cigarettes their whole lives and, you know, just worked and like, you know, didn't really do like physical activity and like took care of themselves in that way. And they're, you know, not doing well. And it's like when I think about like my grandkids, like I want to go on the trips. You know what I mean? And even like as my kids get older, right? Like right now I'm fine, but like, you know, Gina, you're hilarious. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be running. I do enjoy running though, but not everyone does. Yeah, so anyways, that's random. But getting back to this, so there's this person, right, fishy energy, and I think it's like you're picking up on the things that are going on in this person's life, or the other people in this person's life that have this like kind of toxic energy going on. So, and there could have been like a little bit of confusion about that, but I think that this confusion is clearing up. Yeah, Ace of Wands, exactly. There's like some sort of intuitive, you know, like download, or, you know, I don't know, just something here. There's also maybe a little bit of Yeah, I was getting ready to say a little bit of lustful energy, and there's that Knight of Wands, right? So this is somebody who, yeah, again, it could be the people that this person is around. My phone lit up at 111, so you might be seeing 111. But yeah, again, somebody's either walking away, you are, or just like emotionally disconnecting from this situation. I'm not even sure that it really is like that deep. It could be. Who is this person to the collective? You know, King of Cups, there's love for you. You know what I mean? Seven of Pentacles. Could be an earth sign, which we did pick up that. It could be somebody who's a little bit, you know, maybe a little more immature, or I do feel like a masculine energy, kind of, mostly. Yeah, the Hanged Man with the Death card, the Nine of Pentacles. Maybe something significant about gardening or farming, or like plants might be significant with this person. There's a lot of outdoorsy energy here. Okay, so this person may spend a lot of time outdoors. There's also, collective, some of you have been kind of in this Hanged Man position here, where you're just like learning, you know, again, or this is this person, right? Learning more about the situation, or gaining more insight, or understanding something at a deeper level. That kind of time period is like coming to an end. Okay? And it's like you're coming into this like Nine of Pentacles energy here. Yeah, I heard that. Oh, shit, here it is. I heard single, sexy, and successful, and I look over, and there it is. That's so funny. Okay. Yeah, the Two of Wands with the Ace of Cups here. Okay. Well, if we're just going to do collective readings, let's get some more decks out here. Shall we? I don't mind what we do. Whatever. Yeah. Basically, there's some sort of, you know, I don't know, there's somebody from the past that I feel like is, they feel like they missed out, or they, I don't know. Maybe you're doing better than you were before, right? And somebody's seeing that, and they're like, man, I missed out on that. You know, I thought one thing, and then that's kind of been the energy of these readings, is like, you know, somebody thinking one thing, and like, you know, collective, I'm picking up on like a collective glow up here, which I love that. I'm so excited for you. But it's like, you know, I feel like you've already had maybe several glow ups. I'm trying to figure out what dig I want to use. But it's like, no. They said no. This one? Okay. You know, this person is just like, man. You know, and I just really feel like it's like, I got all this shit going on, right? And like, they got all this shit going on, and, you know, but it's different kinds of shit, right? You know, but somebody's maybe pretty attracted to you or something. I don't know. This could be, but also too, they're coming back through and reminding, like, this could also have been somebody that was trying to bring some sort of like drama or chaos your way, okay? And they're having to walk away as well. Like, it's one or the other, you know, take it as it resonates. But yeah. Boom. All right, we'll take them. That was quick and simple. Okay, we have North Node energy. This entity, I'm telling you, there's an entity collective that has been following you around, but it tries to attach to your abundance. It tries to attach to your manifestation. It tries to attach to your judgment. But because you walk the North Node path, it is always getting fucked up. Okay? Or the people that allow this entity to move through them. Okay? Who are like resonant at a certain vibration that maybe they, you know, maybe unknowingly they're, you know what I mean? And they're like acting on it, right? Yeah. That would be the energy that is... And maybe it's this whole entity that has to finally... Because what I say... Did I say you won the war? Was that this reading? It's like you fought a lot of battles, but you won the war. Sorry, I've done a lot of readings today. They gotta run together, don't they? Yeah. Yeah, you're very led, right? I just got a vision of like two hands like holding each other's. Like the ancestors are certainly like walking you down this path. And there may be some people that are awakening to that. Okay, but also too, this may be part of your glow up here. There's a level, there's something within your gifts that's also awakening at this time. At this time, whenever you hear this, at this time, there is some sort of gift that is awakening here. Okay. That was on the Patreon too. Okay, so if you feel guided, check out the Patreon. But yeah, it's all tied to your self-love, baby. Okay, and your truth, Ice Queen, and your ability to obtain and maintain boundaries from the opposition, right? You're very unbothered and happy. Okay, and the opposition is not necessarily these people. I feel like it's this entity. You know what I mean? These people just so happen to resonate at the frequency or the vibration that this entity can sneak through and, you know, do whatever it wants to do to try to attach to you or to your abundance or to your manifestation or to your North Node. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But the ancestors are like, nah, right? God's like, listen, this one is on a mission, right? This one is, you know, in purpose. You know, this one moves by faith and they, you know, walk by my guidance and, you know, we're co-creating. You can't attach here. You're not welcome here, right? You know, and anyone can get to that point, right? That's your divine birthright. But you have to, you know, move in that North Node energy, do the inner work, all those things, blah, 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 right? We know. We know! Because we're walking it. So, interesting. Hey, Skylar. Hey, Grant. Hey, Christina. All right. Let us see, my darlings. Oh, we have Divine Masculine in the house. Oh, and a Karmic Feminine. Yikes. Okay, tell me more. That could be that energy, right? Like I said, there was an energy that, like in the beginning, where that King of Cups, they are, they're in an energy, but maybe you were picking up on this, or this person knows that this divine masculine is in their north node, but this karmic feminine has that entity attached, right? And so it's like, I don't know, this person is attached to this karmic feminine somehow, or still, and there's almost like this, I don't know, either you're this divine masculine and you need to know this, or we'll get more into it, maybe you do know it. I have a feeling right? There was this energy of a knowing here, right? And maybe this is confirmation, but yeah, this karmic feminine, they do have this like entity attached to them, this divine masculine. If you're connected to this person in any type of way, now, like say for instance you have a child with a karmic energy, right? You essentially cannot completely disconnect from that person until your child is grown. It just is not, but you can keep it very cut and dry, right? To the point. We're talking about the child only, right? That's it. It's like that type of energy, to not get tangled up in that, right? In that web. Okay. Black Widow, baby. Oh shit. Okay, so dangerous. Anyways, yeah. So all right then. Or divine feminine, there's a divine masculine that's dealing with this, that is like, I would like to come towards divine feminine, but I would not like to interrupt what divine feminine has going on, because I know that I'm dealing with this at this time, right? Yeah. And that's a soulmate. That's good. That's love, right? All right, tell me more. Somebody's intentions are changing for the better. For the better. Breaking free here. Right? It's like somebody's no longer moving from a space of lack or need. They're moving from a space of, I have more than enough. Which changes it changes the way that you show up completely. You know what I mean? The way that you perceived, all of that. Somebody here may be trying to manifest some sort of family. You may be trying to manifest like a partner or something like that. And there is I feel like your partner or something like that is releasing a karmic energy, masculine or feminine. Yeah, I'm telling you, you are glowing up in some type of way. And there is a big shift in your gifts, or there's a big evolution in your gifts, or something is coming, it's like, I also feel too, there may be some like new ancestors that are showing up, or different ancestors kind of taking some sort of lead. Like it's almost like, I feel collective, you personally, if you're watching this, it's almost like you're kind of switching seasons here, right? Things are changing up a little bit, and so it's almost like the guidance is shifting, it's changing, there's more of it, or it's showing up differently, or it's like way more clear, right? Like there's something about that here. And it's not like any of the other ancestors are necessarily going anywhere, but it's like, their divine energy has a lot of wisdom, right? And so they kind of show up in the, strongest in your, daily divine guidance and things like that, right? Yeah. Yeah, so with this glow up, there's definitely a shift in seasons, right? Change in season. I don't know, like, you know, according to the world, we're like mid season, but it is what I have no explanation. It is what it is. I'm taking a leave it. Oh, snap. What in the world? Oh, okay. I was like, wait a second. Okay, so this karmic feminine energy is going through endings. So this masculine is, either this masculine is leaving this karmic feminine, or this karmic feminine is going through some sort of endings. Yeah, because there's been some sort of evil eye, right? And that's probably where this entity was able to kind of like slide right in. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It was able to just slide right in. Grant, I feel like I just maybe thought one of your thoughts. And it wasn't even... Okay, moving on. Moving on, my darlings. Yeah. We have thief and... Okay, so intuitive Kev on the moving on with the abundance here. Yeah, this is you, like I said, changing seasons, moving on, okay? To, you know, there's this intuitive Kev here, so that's this spiritual gift, but also maybe some of you are like, you know, maybe there's something happening if you have some sort of like... you know, business, and maybe it doesn't even have to be spiritual, right? Maybe it could just be like you have something that you've been creating, or even in your abundance, or, you know, just things like that. There's some newness happening. Oh, we have an ice king and an ice queen. Perfect match. Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Oh, but they've been doing rituals. Oh, but they've been doing the rituals. Getting some sort of karma. There's a karmic masculine also that's been spreading some rumors that's getting some karma too. Yes. Yes, that karmic masculine does not want you to receive any kind of love offers. So they make up all the rumors and spread them around so that nobody wants to love you. Those won't prevail. Okay, but I'm wondering, why is this thief in reverse? So somebody cannot take something. They may have wanted to take something. And this mature woman in reverse, it's like this older woman who is very immature. Very immature. Okay, and there's some sort of judgment that's, it's like there's a, you know, you're being seen as this ascending, you know, kind of spiritual almost being. Like, people may be looking at you kind of like, whoa. You know, they may have experienced something as far as like, I don't know. You just may be people just may be looking at you like you're kind of like out of this world. Maybe. For some of you. Depending. But they're also looking at this like woman as like this older woman as like, you know, well, that was, you know, you seem a little immature here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And, yeah, some sort of death magic is going to come back on this woman here in the future. Okay? In the future. Yeah, but somebody couldn't take something from you. No, they could not. No, they could not. And I want to say one more time, and you're glowing up. And you're glowing up. Okay, let's switch up the deck, shall we? Yes, we shall. There may be like one of those like, what are those churches called? The ones that make all the money, like the big ones with all the like extravagant things. There may be a priest or a pastor or something from a church, a big going to jail. You may hear about this. Maybe. Okay, so it may be somebody down south, maybe. I don't know why I did talk like that, but yeah, it may be somebody down south here, okay? Yeah. Alrighty. Let us see. Yeah, but there is there's a masculine energy that is in their divine energy. Not only did it come out divine masculine, but also North Node and divinity on top of that. Okay, so it feels like it's the feminine energy that's trying to bring the smoke. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just reiterating, this person they feel like left out here. Again, this could be somebody from your past, or they feel like they missed an opportunity, or they feel like they, wore the rose-colored glasses too long, or they, I don't know. Yeah, I heard they feel like they missed out. They do. Okay. Yeah, it's like this person, if they're still like, kind of entangled with this karmic feminine in ways that they don't necessarily need to be, this person I do feel like is taking action to kind of lock that up. You know what I mean? To kind of like, no, right? Oh, so maybe they're like still sleeping together, or like just, I don't know, something to where, there's some sort of entanglement here. But yeah, somebody's, for whatever reason, they're like, I don't know, either they got some sort of clarity, or again, it's this energy of like feeling like they missed out here, or feeling like they messed up, or something like that, or, you know what I mean? And they're like, well, nothing's ever going to change unless if I let this go. You know what I mean? I need to just kind of close this door. As much as possible. And so they are taking action to do that. Definitely. Yeah, boom. Oh yeah, look. Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. I don't know if anybody's worried about money. You don't need to be worried about money, okay? Everything is going to be okay. This glow up, I feel like, is bringing in lots of blessings, okay? Lots of blessings that start, it started internally, and you're about to see it externally here, okay? Maybe like two big ones, right? Or, I don't know, because it was the Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles, right? That's two pretty big blessings, okay? I feel like. But it could also be like, I don't know. Somebody maybe like trying to manifest like multiple streams of income, right? So maybe you already had like one or something, and there's like a second one coming, or like maybe you had more than one, right? There's another, maybe if that's what you've been trying to do. I'm hearing also too, like passive income. If that's what you've been trying to do, okay, there is something like showing up for you here, okay? Okay, yeah, Ten of Swords here, coming out on that Thief reverse with the family and the manifestation. So there was a family that could not take something from you, okay? Some sort of manifestation, they could not take it. They wanted to. I feel like they you know, there's some betrayal here. But also, too, I feel like this Ten of Swords energy is now the energy that they may be in, right? They may have, you know, it could have been, it's like they all came over and tried to sting you. You know, that's a bee. And you're like, get back! Or your divine team was like, you must go from here! I don't know. I'm just being theatrical at this point. Maybe, I don't know. This person, they may clean it up. Whoa. This person may be from the South. Why do I keep going? Why do I keep doing that? They may clean it up, and they may come towards you here. Okay? This person could be the one making the judgment. Right? It doesn't have to necessarily be spiritual judgment. This could be, you know, this masculine energy could be the one making the decision. Right? I really feel like, though, collective, that people are seeing you and viewing you and, like, as this, like, earth angel energy. I heard there's no other way. There's no other way. I don't know what you're doing out here, okay? But, like, there's no other way. I heard you were made the example. So somebody maybe tried to make an example of you, or God made you an example, right? It may have even been both. Helen at the moon. Yeah, I'm telling you, this person sees, whoever this is for, this is somebody who really sees you as wish fulfillment. And they may make the decision to come towards you, because we do have the Knight of Cups with the King of Cups. So, I'm just saying. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. There's like that was the Wheel of Fortune, and there was like three energies: the Devil, the Magician, and one other one that were kind of in this, like, the Three of Pentacles, this energy, okay, where they're going to be like juggling and things like that. And then I feel like you're going to be kind of off in your own little, like, you know, then I saw the Two of Cups, right? It's like, you know, whoever, maybe there was more than one person, or maybe it's like this person showing up in these different energies, right? You know, they're going to be dealing with their own little stuff, right? And you're just going to be out here with making friends. Maybe this partnership coming into fruition. Yeah. I think that life is already really good for you, collective. I mean, if you look at it as a whole, but I think life is about to get a lot better. And it doesn't necessarily have to do with a partnership. I just think that it's like that internal glow up that you've recently experienced has really, I feel like, helped you like fall back in love with life. And because of that, it's almost like your reality is going to be like more enriched. You know what I mean? It's kind of just a feeling. And I think part of it, because I feel deeply that all of you are like, just grateful for where you are and content. If you're not, you're getting there, right? But it's like that's another big reason why it's like the divine really wants to pour into you, because it's like, of course. Yeah, I feel like this has come to an end. I feel like that was the message. And then we've got Rosanna here, so that's actually perfect timing because I'm going to do Rosanna's question to close us off here. And yeah. So this is good, I really like this message. I really, really do. Hey, before I forget and get into Rosanna's business a little bit, what I need to come up with a title for this, because it basically was just a collective reading, so I'm going to post it as such. Sorry, I'm really just thinking out loud. Bear with me. Walk with me, all right? I'm not sure what to call it. Collective message? No. I mean, it's not bad, but someone's going to jail. That's catchy for sure. Hi, Rosanna. I'm so glad you're here too. I saw your question here. Let me come up with a title, and then I will be answering your question right away. Thank you for your donation. That was so generous and kind of you. Someone's going to jail. Alrighty then. That'll do. Some sort of variation of that. Okay. Man. Rosanna, I cannot see the whole question. It won't let me. My elder mother She's been sick and falling. Every time I try to make a plan to see her. All I can see is that. Every time I try to make a plan to see her. But I got that she's sick and falling. Rosanna, can you put your question here? You like when I get all proper? Proper is as proper does. Is that even a thing? Got it. Okay. So you're trying to see your mom. And every time you try to travel, something gets in the way. And you want to know what in the F is going on. Roger that. Roger that. You guys are the best. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Should Rosanna drive the 26 hours to see her mother? Should Rosanna drive the 26 hours to see her mother? Okay, Ten of Wands. I would say no. Okay, so, but tell me more. So what's going on? Why, okay, that Nine of Swords peeked out a little bit with the Five of Swords here. Okay. Okay, this Ten of Wands actually, hold on, because this may actually be like a perception that you need to fight through here, okay? Like, it's like there's, and I feel like it has to do with, like, this being, hard. You know what I mean? Like, or that there's some sort of, it's funny you said you're aggressive dog. I was getting ready to say, like, there's some sort of, like, things involving you, right? Like, that, that would get in the way here. That's the Ten of Wands. Okay, but tell me more, because I feel like this is something, I feel like somehow the way this is showing up, it is attached to a belief. Maybe there's something about feeling like a burden. Like, yeah. And I think that that's something that is part of this, Rosanna, that I feel like if you remove that, like, that programming, right, and you understand that you're not a burden and that it is okay to ask for help, and although that maybe in the past you may have been, like, you may have felt like an inconvenience, like other people may have maybe made you feel like an inconvenience to ask for help. And I know that you're doing it in the physical, but what's happening is this belief is like playing out, right? This programming that says, you know, I need to do it all on my own. And if I, you know, ask for help, it's just burdening someone else. And it's like, but the reality is like, we're meant to move in tribes, have communities, right? Like, you know, you know, the saying about raising a child is it takes a tribe, right? And I know you had mentioned something about being a, you know, it being a dog, right? But it's like I do feel like there is moving through this perception of this being an inconvenience, like, and not this situation, but it's like, it's like you, or, you know, maybe even like the dog, right? Like, because of his, you know, Yeah, but we have the King of Swords here. This is like, again, that's a new perception. That's changing the way that you're viewing this, right? Because it's almost like when you set out to look, knowing the way that your dog behaves and things like that, it's like you're kind of moving with that, kind of like that, oh, this may be an inconvenience, or I'm not sure that this is. So there is something that internally that should shift. And I just can't help but feel, yeah, Six of Wands. And then I just can't help but feel like there is like, I know you said you asked everyone, but I literally feel like there is like somebody that maybe like through someone, right? There's, maybe for whatever reason they're reminding me of like with Maui, like my boarding situation. It's actually somebody who does boarding from their home. And I never would have found them. I don't remember how I found them, but for whatever reason that's kind of coming up. It doesn't necessarily have to be like that specific type of situation, but there is a, and I don't know why it seems really inconvenient that this would be coming up like in a time of like, what seems like urgency, right? Like why would, like what's with the timing on that, but it's not up to us to question the timing, I guess. Yeah, look, here's that Page of Pentacles. Here it is, right here. But it's just, there's something, and maybe it's not that you need to sit down and like take a look at this or anything, like meditate on it or anything. Maybe it is. I kind of feel like it is. I would meditate on it for sure. Set the intention of show me what this is reflecting to me, right? Because I'm also picking up too, for some reason there may be some sort of, I don't feel like it's serious or like a huge deal, but there could be like a, from the past, like a rift or something, maybe even with your mother. Again, it doesn't feel present. It feels like something from the past that maybe like your past self is a little irritated with a little bit. And it could even be tied into the belief, right? As parents, sometimes, especially like the older generations, they were very much like, busy working and doing all these things and going after like the American dream, right? Or just, it doesn't have to necessarily be that, but it's like, and so sometimes there's that energy where they would unintentionally make a child feel like an inconvenience. Yeah, later, give me a minute, or, I need a second, or, it may be something like that, right? Maybe your mother, it could very well be connected here. Okay, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it was like intentional, you know what I mean? But based on just like life, right? Life experience, all of those things. We sometimes create those programs unknowingly, Okay, so there it is. Yeah, Sun card, the bottom of the deck. with the Seven of Wands and the Empress. Yeah, you're going to need to create boundaries here, right? And I feel confident that you have, right? It's, you know, but I do feel like you need to stand strong on that. I do also feel like this is coming up in order for you to kind of release that energy. You know what I mean? Because even if it's just, even if it seems like it's just holding you back in this situation, it may be holding you back in other areas of your life, okay? It may also be kind of projecting this energy, you know, kind of out into the world, you know, something about that. It's not necessarily bad, right? It's not like, you know, but it's like this energy where it's like, it's like small energy, right? Not confident is what it feels like. Yeah. Oh man, what? I'm sorry. I could imagine that that was heartbreaking. I had a dog, Peaches, who got into the trash all the time, and my dad also said that he ran away, but I know what happened. And it wasn't nice. Wasn't nice at all. Hey! So I feel for you, but this is what's coming through as far as, and I'm not sure what you mean about I don't want to be your friend. But anyways, yeah. This is what's coming through, and I feel like, you know what, take your time, you know, on working through this, but it is coming up with purpose, you know what I mean? A lot of times if we're blocked in physical reality, it's because of, you know, something that we need to see internally so we can release it. But I do feel like the divine is also strongly encouraging you to, you know, stay very strong in your boundaries with your mother, okay? As far as the dogs go, as far as, you know, all of that. Yourself, you know, your life that you're creating, you know, if she's trying to, you know, influence you in one way or another, you know, Kristen and I actually got to go. I got to go get the kids. It's about 2:00, but, you know, that type of energy here. So just, you know, definitely stay strong, in that. Oh, goodness. I'm wishing you so much luck, Rosanna, sorry. And you'll be great. Okay. All right then. But anyways, my darling dears, I must go. You're very welcome. Thank you. Well, I love you guys. And I hope that you have a fantastic evening. And I will see you when I see you. You know, sometime soon, I'm sure. And we'll talk later. I love you, I love you, I love you. Yeah. Dina. Yes. Yes, my darling. The thing you sent me. Where'd you send it to me? Oh. Skylar, you're fine. Oh, no. When did you send it? Recently? I haven't checked my email like today or maybe even yesterday. Maybe even the day before. I kind of lose track. I'll check my email. Was it recent? Skylar, you're doing a fantastic job. A bit ago. I feel like I did. Did I not respond? I remember jamming with Michael, I think. I did? Oh, well then yeah, I definitely saw it. Oh no, I wouldn't even know where to use it. Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't even think about that. I'll think about that. For sure. I definitely will. I will also have to figure that out, and that's some techie stuff that would be a new learning experience for me, but I could do it. I could do it. I know I could. Awesome. All right, guys. I love you. No, I loved it. And it was like, yeah, Michael and I were jamming. I love it. And that was so nice of you to take the time. Love you guys. I'm out of here. Yeah, you did. They were all great. Okay, for real. Bye.